Episode 4. Banshees and Zombies and Circus Freaks. Oh my. Last we left off, the party had successfully chased the Red Brands out of Phandalin and returned all the supplies the mercenaries had stolen to the townsfolk. Through a series of bad choices, my druid had become the servant to the paladin, who conveniently forgot to mention that her servitude would end at the 24-hour mark. With several missions left to complete, the party sets out from Phandalin to the ruins of Conyberry. Sister Gorelia, an acolyte of Timora, needs us to speak with a banshee named Agatha in Conyberry about the location of a secret tome. To accomplish this task, Sister Gorelia has given us a jeweled comb to give to the banshee, to persuade her to tell us where this tome might be. It takes 2 days for the party to reach Conyberry. During the trip, my druid asks our new goblin friend Droop to see if he can find her some mud. She kind of forgets that Droop has no sense of direction, and he doesn't return until 2 hours after camp has been set up. By this point, it had grown dark, and Droop was unsuccessful in his search. Since the paladin was awake by the time Droop returned, my druid was forced to explain why she sent Droop on this quest. The damage that she nearly did to the tavern the night before has made her desperate. She wants to find a way to temper her nightmares so that she can start no more fires. When the paladin initially met my druid and learned of her backstory, he jokingly suggested that she sleep in water to prevent the fires. My druid took this seriously and thought that mud would be a good enough substitute. The paladin is slightly exasperated by my druid's logic and tells her to share his tent with him, along with the goblin named Droop. For all of you perverts out there, the paladin views my druid as a child and an apprentice and nothing more. Mine's out of the gutter. Finally, we reach Conyberry, with the comb in hand, and we go to Agatha. The paladin, along with the comb, manages to persuade Agatha to help us in our quest. She tells us that she traded the tome of Bowgentle, the legendary mage, to a necromancer over 100 years ago. She knows nothing else of what happened to it. This is not the best news to take back to Sister Gorelia. After we camp in the ruins of Conyberry, we set off for Old Owl Well, which is the quest that was given to us by the farmer who runs the apple orchard in Phandalin. Apparently, there's been a lot of zombie activity around the well. When we get to Old Owl Well, we find a dozen zombies just wandering around a tower in the middle of the desert. We start to attack the zombies, with the cleric using Turn Undead to our advantage, and the paladin gaining control of one of the zombies. However, before we can finish them off, we are interrupted by Hamun Krost, the necromancer who raised these zombies. Apparently, he's looking for some kind of magic in the area. Despite the fact that necromancy is taboo in this world, the party does not feel ready to take on a necromantic wizard, so we make a deal with him. As it would turn out, he is also looking for the Tome of Bowgentle, and he wants us to take a jeweled box to Agatha to ask for its whereabouts. We tell him that we have already spoken to her, but we will do our best, and we take the box. The orcs that have terrorized Wyvern Tor have also been a bit of a burden on him, and fortunately, that is another mission that we must complete. We leave Krost with his zombies, planning to return and kill him later. That night, while we're camping out in the desert, we hear circus music off in the distance, and in the middle of the night, a big top tent appears out of nowhere. Those on watch wake the entire party, and we cautiously investigate. It turns out that this big top is actually a magical item rental shop, owned by an individual named Django Valzeal. He's a very Dr. Facilier type. He owns several magical items that he likes to rent out to people for a monthly fee. Initially skeptical, my druid approaches him thinking that there's no way he can help with her problem. Through a tarot reading, we learned that Django already knows of my druid's problems, and he offers her a ring of dream dampening. This ring will make it so that she has no dreams at night. My druid takes the ring, but she is also curious to know what her party thinks of her, so she asks for a private tarot reading. He offers her several spells that could help her determine what their opinion of her is, and in exchange he would like her to test out some new spells that he has been writing. This is not what my druid has in mind, so she does not take the deal. However, in conversing with the party, my druid tells the ranger about these spells that need to be tested out. The ranger is interested enough to offer her services in that respect. Django also offers us a coin to give to Droop, who has become our bard. Everyone else in the party does not trust Django, and the paladin makes it very clear that he's not happy with the actions of my druid and the ranger. While traveling through the desert to get to Wyvern Tor, we are attacked by Cragmaw goblins. While we manage to fight off all but one of the goblins who is meant to be our prisoner, the paladin and my druid are constantly yelling at each other. The paladin releases my druid from her betted servitude in a huff. How will this tension affect the future of our party?